Guys, smile for the camera. Oh my goodness. All right, guys. Woo! Let's go for a ride. All right, I am riding the Troxus Lynx. Been a while since I've ridden this bike, so we'll talk about it a little bit. We're gonna go for a ride, and yeah, just kind of enjoy it a little bit. Here in just a couple of minutes, I'm gonna stop, hop off, show you the bike a little bit better, and talk about a few things on it, and yeah, we'll go from there. So a little backstory. I had this bike for a while, really enjoyed it, and daughter Emma, and well, first started with my garage was getting really full, and it was time to share a couple bikes with the kids, right? So daughter Emma and son-in-law Devin, I was going to give them each a bike so that they could maintain and hold on to and ride and enjoy. And so I did that, and Emma chose the Troxus Lynx because it fits her pretty good. She really enjoyed it, and yeah, so she kind of took it over. So it's been at her house, and she rides it a lot. Her riding excursions are usually just a couple of miles around the neighborhood here, unless she comes over to my house, which then it's a few more miles. She doesn't go out and do a lot of the 20-30 mile trips, at a time like I do. But still, she's been riding it a lot and enjoying it. And let's just stop right here. This is one of the paths that she goes on a lot. But I'll just stop right here for a minute because let's talk about it for a second. So she's taken it over, and she has told me that she really likes it a lot. I liked it a lot when I was riding it. Let's adjust you a little bit there. And yeah, so it's just it's a great bike. So we've got a 750 watt motor back here, and it's got 80 newton meters of torque, which is about average for most bikes. So that performs well. It's got a 20 amp hour battery in the front, and that's one of the things I like about it the most. I like my bikes to be, at least like 17 and above, because that gives me long range. I know I can get on a bike and go for, 20 miles easily, 25 miles, or in some instances longer than that. So I really appreciate it when they have a big battery, and that's what Troxus gave us here. They gave us a big battery. So moving around to the front right here, they also gave us these Kenda tires, which are great because I like to do some trail riding. Emma likes doing trail riding. I mean, you see where we're at now. This is crushed shell, but even this crushed shell, when it's fresh, it can be a little sharp. But no problem with the tires yet. They've held up well. You don't have any connection points up here for baskets. They didn't offer that on this one. You do have an integrated front light there. We do have suspension shocks right here, which are adjustable. You can lock those out. We do have Tektro mechanical disc brakes. So these are mechanical disc brakes, and they've been doing fine. I believe those are 160 millimeter rotors down there. I didn't mention that the battery is integrated from the underside, so I also like that a lot. I like it a lot when the battery is integrated with the frame and it's not just sitting out somewhere. This is my favorite style bike right here. So let's see what else we got. We've got a 46 tooth front crank up here. That's one of the downfalls of this bike. I wish it had been a little bigger. I wish it had been at least a 48. Just made the pedaling a little easier, a little less ghost pedaling. But it's still, it's fine. You don't notice, there's not a big difference there between 46, 48, I guess. You have the Shimano Altus derailleur down here. We haven't had any problems with that. And then, of course, we have the rack back here, which I like because I like to strap things down. Emma does too. So she straps things down there. And you can see oh man, look guys, look how much look how dirty this is, man. This bike has gotten a lot of use. And yeah, it's just, it's holding up very well. Let's see here. Let's get that plug closed so nothing gets in there. Probably a lizard in there or something. Jumping up here, we did change out the seat. So this is my favorite saddle here. Comfortable. It's bigger. It's wider. So we added that accessory. and we went ahead and added a suspension seat post also to this bike, just to make it a little more comfortable ride. Now up here in the cockpit, we did add these bar end mirrors. These are my favorite mirrors. I put them on almost all my bikes. I like the grips on the Troxus here because they're rubber. Okay, so you got that nice rubbery feel, and they're locked down with a set screw right here. So I really appreciate that a whole lot. It does have the left-handed thumb throttle, and we do have a mechanical bell right behind that. And of course the brakes. On the right side, we do have the finger shifters. I prefer finger shifters over, like say the thumb shifter, like the SIS style. So I appreciate this upgrade right here, being a finger shifter. Here's the button pad, and this button pad works. I mean, it works fine. It's hard to see what each button is for because they're not white embossed or anything. But you know, once you understand what they're for, it's easy. I know the power button is right here, and then of course the up and down buttons on either side. The mode button is right here in the middle, and then the headlight is on the far side, so turn the headlight on and off. The button pad works really well. It's got that rubbery tactile feel to it. It's easy to push the buttons and change, change or navigate however you need to there. So that works just fine too. Yeah, overall, getting here. The only thing I wish was different, and you'd see this on a higher priced bike, would be maybe the hydraulic brakes, right? That's really the only thing that kind of sets us apart between this and a bike that is a little higher end, closer to the $1,800, $2,000 mark. Other than that, this bike is just well equipped, and it just handles so well. I also like, I didn't mention this, the frame of this particular bike is just a little bit smaller, okay, than some other ones, and I like that because it makes it real nimble when you're on trail zipping around. So I can appreciate that as well. Hey, let's stop talking. Let's just get out and ride some more. So let me get on here and I'll adjust this camera. Yeah, get you guys up there a little bit better. And let's just go. All right. So a short while ago, I made a pass through here on this trail, like just 20 minutes ago, and I saw a big snake. And I think it was a corn snake. But I was on a different bike and just kind of cruising along, and I don't know where he was at. He was like just up here a little ways. And at first I didn't realize it was a snake because he was just kind of stretched across the path and he wasn't moving at all. It wasn't until I got closer that he wiggled and started to take off. It was somewhere in here. But yeah, just like, holy smokes, I almost ran him over because I was going pretty fast. So you never can tell what you're going to run into, especially here in Florida. We have all kinds of critters that fly and slither and swim, and oh my goodness. Yeah. So getting back to this bike, you can probably see, I don't know if you can see my how fast I'm pedaling. You'll see my legs moving there a little bit. You can see how fast I'm going. So I'm doing 15 miles per hour, and I'm pedaling pretty quick there to keep up with it. This bike is capable of 28 miles per hour. We can't do that on this path because it's just a little too loosey-goosey with all this crushed shell and some loose rock and some other things. But it is a smooth bike. It's like you don't feel like there's any ghost pedaling at all. It just seems real tight. And the crank, the whole system there just seems nice and tight. I think I mentioned that in my very first video too, that the whole crank system just felt, every rotation you can grab, you can get a little bit, you get a little resistance there. And I'm only in pedal assist 3, but I like it because I just don't feel any of that ghost pedaling at all. Whoa, lizard. All right, so let's just get on over here. You know what? Let's just zip through the grass. Oh, look. Oh yeah, that's a fun little hill. I wonder if I'll get in trouble for this. It's like a little park. Surely not. I'm gonna hit that hill pretty hard. Get some air. Well, okay, I didn't get any air, but I got some angle on that. That was pretty cool. Yeah. So we'll go back again. So, yeah, just a great bike. I wouldn't hesitate at all if this fits your budget. you know, this is certainly a recommended buy for the price, you know, for what you get, the value that you get. I mean, name brand, you know, and a lot of bikes, let's be honest, a lot of bikes have a lot of similar components, right? A lot of them have this exact same components, but, you know, with this one, you know, you get a couple extras. You get a nicer button pad, you get a nicer display, you get the thumb shifters over here. You do get a 20 amp hour battery, which, you know, a lot of bikes in this price range, you might only get, you know, like a 15 amp hour battery. So you got that going for you. So this is a bike that will most likely keep long term. You know, some of the bikes we get, we keep them for a while and then we move them out, right? Because we just don't have room. So if at some point Emma wants to, maybe she decides she wants to upgrade to something different that I have, right? And she takes something else on. This is a bike that I'll keep. It's not something I don't foresee that I'll ever get rid of, just because it's just that good of a bike and it serves my needs. You know, if it was a 14 amp hour battery, maybe not. But because I do a lot of group riding and I loan my bikes out from time to time to people who don't have a bike and they want to go on a group ride, and a lot of our group rides are 25 miles, 30 miles, I need a bike that's got a big battery, and this has it. And it's comfortable, it's easy to handle, it's nimble. So yeah, there's just absolutely no reason for me to ever part with this bike. So this is a keeper. That's if I can pry it out of Emma's hands. I don't know. She may end up keeping this too long term, but if she takes something else on at some point, I'll be able to get this back into the garage, give it a really good cleaning, and it'll be something that I keep long term. Yeah. Hey, you know what? I've never been over here. Let's just, since we're riding, let's just go this route. I've never been on this side, but there's a little trail here. We'll just check it out for a minute, see if there's anything cool to see back here. Maybe there is. They got a bike rack. That might be for like kids in the morning catching a school bus or something. So, yeah. I like exploring new places. You never know what's around the corner, right? All looks well. Don't see any critters. Don't see anything that wants to eat me. We got those high power lines up above us. Well, that's never healthy, right? We won't spend too much time over here. Well, now this is way cool. Holy smokes. I asked Emma once about this side of the road over here, and she said, yeah, I've never been over there. So that's to the right there. That looked like it was leading into the neighborhood. Yeah, so that's what that is here too. So this kind of leads us into a path that takes us through the neighborhoods. But let's stay over here. Well, let's stay over here and see where else some of these little paths take us. Yeah, again, all these gravel paths and everything, and these bumps that we're going across, this bike is handling it really well. Okay, that kind of takes us right back out then, right? Because that's where we were. And that doesn't take us anywhere. I don't fall over. Alright, let's go back this way. Alright, so that just, not a lot there. So let's go see where this one takes us. We'll do this real quick. Got a nice little canopy here. And there's a fence, and this dumps us back out into the neighborhood again. Yeah, takes us right back into the neighborhood. Well, it was kind of short, but kind of a funsy little path. Got to duck my head. back out here to the main road again. I wish I had some paths like this closer to my house. I really don't. You know, I've got... Did we go this way? We didn't try this one. Or did we? I don't think we did. I don't have any paths, you know, where I live. They just... Well, I've got roads and sidewalks. So I'm kind of jealous. Typically, if I want to go somewhere on paths like this, I just have to load up in the truck and take off and go somewhere. Oh yeah, so this is where we were. There we go. Alright guys, so hey, that's going to be it for this ride on the Troxus Lynx. I'm going to continue to enjoy it for a little while, but I don't want this video to run too long, so there'll be a link down below. Go check it out. Again, I think it's a great value. It's a fun bike. And if you have any questions about it, you know, let me know. Be happy to answer all your questions. And that's going to be it. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And until the next video, ride safe.